Welcome back to the channel. When markets are red, which we sort of see a bit of a trend of that, markets, they don't always stay green and they don't always stay red. It shakes a lot of people out. I brought Colin on because, Colin, you're seeing this trend in the community is
Yep.
people start getting a little antsy if it's red for a couple days or even a couple weeks, and they start doing the most interesting things, very emotionally reactive at times. I think it's a part of being human. We just have to override that. So when markets are red, when assets are dropping in value, when your portfolio is dropping in value, we're talking yield farming here. What do we do? How do we think about it? How do we remain calm? Just give us a little wisdom here
A
from the
little something.
mace.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is great. And it's such an important topic because if you've been in crypto for more than a couple of weeks, you're probably going to see some pullbacks, right? I was talking with a gentleman who's been in our community since January this morning, and he was talking about how January, February, March, green, 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 everything. He said, no matter what I threw in, it was going up in value. The last month, last 2 months, it's been sort of the opposite. Everything is starting to be red. And some of the wisdom he basically, I extracted from that conversation was that is crypto. Like you have to be aware of that. If you're going to see 300% gains, you kind of have to be okay with some pullbacks, 20%, 30%, 40% pullbacks. And so
100%
one of the
sometimes.
questions, yeah, definitely. One of the questions I usually see in the communities, should I sell this? Should I exit? Basically, should I leave this position? Should I exit? Should I sell these assets? And I very rarely just give a direct answer, which maybe upsets some people, but I always ask questions because I'm not going to tell you what to invest in. I'm also not going to tell you when to buy or sell. I can direct you to what I think, we can direct you. And one of the questions I always ask, Lucas, is basically like, well, first off, what is it? What is it? Right. A lot of these assets, I like to do a lot of research, so I know most of them, but there are some of them I don't know of. And one of the telltale signs that I know of when the people are being emotionally reactive is when they don't actually know what they're invested in and they don't know why they're even investing in it. So like those are the two things. And it may
What,
sound very
why? Got it.
trivial, but yeah, it's okay. I'm in a position with these two assets and I go, okay, I don't really know, or maybe I do know. And then I go, okay, well, what are those two assets? Like what problems are they solving? What is it? Give me some information. If they can't
Yeah,
tell
that's
me
scary.
directly what it is, then it's like, I see why you're being a little bit,
I would too. I'd be
emotion.
like, what
Absolutely.
is happening?
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Why is it dropping in value? I just invested in this 3 weeks ago. Why is it down in value? What's going on? Well, if you can't tell me what it is, then that's just something we can get educated on. And Lucas, I want to preface this by saying everything I mentioned right now can be totally fixed. Everything we can totally work on, get educated, learning more about the projects we're investing in, doing some more technical analysis, mastering that skill, et cetera, et cetera.
I
But
will
yeah,
add
that's the
too, if
first thing.
someone's watching,
Yeah,
I don't want
please.
them to feel dumb.
Oh, no,
When I
no.
got into
Goodness.
crypto, I held a big bag. And when markets were green, I didn't care. And when markets started going red, I was freaking out. I don't know what I held. I don't know why. I didn't even know what Matic was. I just held Matic because someone told me to buy some Matic back in the day. This is years ago. So don't feel bad, but
Mm-mm.
just don't repeat the same mistake.
Absolutely. And like I said, that's why I wanted to say like everything can be fixed, if you will. Like we can start to work on it. So I'm never trying to shame you for not knowing, but that is a big piece. If you don't know what you're investing in, of course you're going to be emotionally reactive when it starts to turn red. I would be too. So that's number one is really understand what you're investing
Okay.
in, because even in DeFi positions, you're still investing. You're still taking your fiat currency and you're saying, instead of holding it in fiat, I'm going to be holding it in another asset. And we need to understand what is that asset. It's very important. So yeah, not trying to shame you or anything, but that's number one. Figure out what you are investing
A
in.
little bit of shame. Just a
A little
little.
bit of
Little jab.
no, it could be fixed, right? And then number two is why are you holding it? Do you want to hold this long term? And that's the second question I usually ask in that type of conversation, because you can tell me, yep, Render is a GPU computing service. That's great. Why are you holding it? Why are you bullish on it? What problem does it solve? And like, you know what I mean? Because if not, and David is a member of our team here, and he usually compares everything to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the
Mm.
biggest. It is the safest of the crypto assets as of right now. And so when we're looking at different assets that we're investing in our DeFi portfolio, he'll always compare it back to Bitcoin. does it solve a bigger problem? Does it have a bigger prevalence in the future than Bitcoin? If not, then might as well just hold Bitcoin. And so it's something to always kind of ask yourself as you're in these DeFi positions is, why am I actually holding this? And am I long-term bullish on it? If the answer is no, if the answer is like, I don't want to hold this long term, then understand that that is more, it's more risky. And of course, you're going to be more emotionally reactive. So a gentleman in our community today, no shame at all, but basically presented, these are the 3 pools that I'm in. They're all down in value. So am mine. So like all of our pools are down in value. But the conviction in why he was invested in those assets in those pools was not there. And the reason being was, I don't really know what they are, and I don't really want to hold them long term. I was in it for the returns. I was in it for the APR when I first got in. Exactly. And so I just want to kind of bring it all around because there is no shame, but it really is to educate you on, number one, what are you investing in? Number two, would you want to hold it long term? And number three is, well, the actual structure, we can go into this in a different video, but the actual structure in the metrics of the pool themselves of would you want to exit? And we have a whole
video of that. I'm going to link a video.
Yeah,
actually, it's a video you did. I'll link a video up on the top of the screen there to go into the actual, what we look at in terms of
definitely. And I want to mention the last thing I'll say here, Lucas, is that there's 2 sides to this equation here, right? Number one is the metrics, the actual metrics and the statistics of the pool themselves. That's one thing. We all have a whole framework for it. But the other side is what I've mentioned today, which is, who are you as an investor? Do you as an investor want to hold this? Do you as an investor understand what you're investing in? Because when times are red, when there's 2 consecutive weeks of the dollar value of your pools going down, yes, you're still in range, so you're earning fees, but the pool value is going down, meaning the assets themselves are going down in value. What is your conviction in that specific asset or project? And is there any reason for why you would want to hold this long term? If there isn't, of course, you're going to be more emotionally reactive when prices are down. But just like the gentleman I spoke to this morning, when conviction is high, when you know exactly the assets you're holding and you know why you're holding them long term, he said, I don't care. I'm buying more because my conviction, I understand what's going on in the markets and I kind of joked, and not financial advice to anybody watching here on YouTube, but like I was joking, like maybe in 6 to 8 months, I might be looking back at May 14th here and realize, shoot, I should have been buying blank at that price because I knew my conviction in that project was high. I just don't want to be kicking myself. So I'm doing everything I can now to position myself to soak up those rewards when I see it moving up into the future, if it does. Yeah, right. So anyway, Lucas, that's kind of my spiel
music
today.
To my ears. What separates the ones who are successful in this game from the ones who they can be maybe successful when times are green and they get excited, but the second it goes red, they disappear and they're like, this doesn't work. It works best when markets are red. If you zoom out long enough, you will be grateful when you buy assets that are undervalued when the markets are red and everyone's selling them. Those are the people who actually make the big returns when it goes green. And those who just jump in when it's green, they see very short-term success and they're just a quick little flash in the pan. So I hope this landed. In the comments, what's the one thing you got from this video? Leave it in the comments. This is a 2-way conversation. If you want to see any videos, if you have any questions, do leave them in the comments as well. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. And if you got value from this video or any videos on our channel, this channel cannot grow without your support. So if you think this video would be helpful to someone, share it with them. Crypto and DeFi, sometimes we feel like we're doing it alone and no one understands what it is we're doing. Maybe the people around you can help them understand what you're doing by sharing these videos. It helps our channel grow and we truly appreciate you for that. With that said, like, subscribe, and check out the 4 videos on the 4 corners of the screen. Hang out for a few hours. Dive into this stuff. This stuff, to me, I'm passionate about, and I know Colin and everyone on our team is just like, you can see Colin's passion. And
jump through.
Everyone in our community, like when you get it, you get it. So let's share the word. Check out the videos. And with that said, we'll see you there.